Great to be here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm here to share with you some of, well, my passion for food tech and innovation in the food space, and congratulate you for being interested in this space, which I think is just the place to be today in this time and this hour. Food and food tech has such an incredible opportunity for the future. We have a broken food system we need to fix. We clearly have health issues accelerated by ongoing pandemics and whatnot that we need to fix. And there's a lot of opportunities to help contribute to the to those problems using state-of-the-art food and food technology, and let alone saving the planet. And from a sustainability point of view, food is definitely the future. So without further ado, let me show you a little video that I put together that might inspire you to look beyond just making another Beyond Burger, for example, right? And to give you an idea of what you can do with food. And this is actually a different view of myself. What's starting to roll here is something called virtual enteroscopy. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the inside of my own small bowel. You know, this is something we put together the last year. There you go. That might be enough. Now you know me in depth, so to say. So what the heck has this to do with anything? Well, everything, as it is actually. This little video here, and this beautiful image of a part of my bowel, is actually the result of a multidisciplinary research effort. And it's encompassing, obviously, protein knowledge, enzyme technology, food processing. Lument is a company that we created a couple of years ago. It's a 100% food-based pharmaceutical company. We have developed a contrast medium. It's a beverage that tastes great, that you drink, that will survive the stomach and will go out and fill your bowel. And you know, your small bowel, it's long, right? It'll take 2 quarts of this, between 1 and 2 quarts of this liquid, so it better taste good, but it's also very easy to drink. And the exciting thing here is that what doctors need to do is they need, in order to get good images of the inside of the bowel when they look for possibly inflammations, cuts, wounds, cancers, whatnot. They need to expand and fill the bowel with something that doesn't show on the X-ray. Here you have a billion-dollar industry that's been around completely unchanged for the last 30, 40 years, with very poor quality. And we were approached about 10 years ago by a couple of doctors that were playing around with actually pumping your bowel full with oat milk, believe it or not, and got better results than the current pharmaceutical products that are out there. So there's no oat whatsoever in this product today, but that led us into this kind of different type of research project. The really cool thing with this, let's see if I can pull this magic trick off and change to a different slide now. There you go. Let me see here. Share screen. Can I get a feedback? Do you guys see this?
Björn, I don't see anything on my end.
All right, let's try this again. Okay, sorry. There you go. Chrome tab. Share. So I wanted to, this project that's run in a company called Lument really includes 3 key words, key messages that I think describes and catches the opportunities in food and food tech, right? It's true innovation. We're building new food products that we can patent protect. That has never really been part of the food industry traditionally, that you have patented foods. You start see that happen now. Not only is it patent protected, in our company, we work a lot with, in our food tech labs, we work with clinically proven efficacies. So we work with, in this case, a pharmaceutical product. We also develop other food products that address real serious health issues such as diabetes and obesity, for example. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But so a key word here is innovation, right? With IP and clinically proven efficacy. Another key word is, in order to get to these innovations, you really need multidisciplinary expertise. Here we combine, obviously, medical expertise on the analysis of the inside of your bowel with food, and how do you make a food that survives the stomach and goes into the small bowel. Well, that requires quite deep science and understanding of how the body works, but also how we can process, in this case, proteins to create foams that survive the assaults by the stomach, and so protein technology, and which leads into plant-based proteins and the incredible resource of new proteins and understanding of proteins and what they can do, their foaming or taste-wise or whatnot, right? So the functional properties and how you process that in a factory to produce something like this. In this particular case, it led us also to have to develop a dispenser. So we have a smart dispenser that complies with all the medical requirements for dispensing and producing a pharmaceutical on a clinical level. And the video I showed you led us into collaborating with software developers that develop this 3D software, which actually opens up the door for machine learning and using artificial intelligence to actually help doctors with diagnostics. So what started off as a quote-unquote simple beverage to drink and fill your bowel is now a complete system, including state-of-the-art Internet of Things connected machineries, which leads into the third keyword, right? That is disruption. With this type of technology, we can completely disrupt not only an old technology that's been around for 30 years, but also how you distribute it and sell it and package it and provide it to clinics. So many words used here by me to describe, in some sense, quite out of the world. Maybe not many think of food as a key component in building an entire new system like this. Right. Hopefully that's saw some good seeds for you as you think about what you want to do and what kind of innovation you want to bring to the market using your multidisciplinary connections in order to disrupt our current food systems, and in this case also our pharma systems. Another example here of disruptions and a way to look at how I can use proteins in a smart way. Here, Good Idea is another product that we are developing out of our labs. It's a beverage. Think of it as a LaCroix or a flavored Perrier or sparkling water, right? With some addition of fruit flavor. If you take 5 amino acids in a very smart mix in liquid forms, they're rapidly absorbed by the body, and you combine them with some essential minerals. And these amino acids are essential. You need to have them in your daily diet. We have proven that with this very unique combination of these particular amino acids and minerals, in this case chromium, you get actually a beverage that will reduce your blood sugar uptake from your food with some 25–30%. which is actually quite a dramatic reduction, comparable to for diabetics when they take metformin medication, for example. Now, this product is not targeting diabetics. This product is targeting healthy or pre-diabetics. One of the major effects with a product like this is that you don't get tired after lunch. You don't get that sugar slump, you know, the crash, and you don't get hungry in the afternoon and you start snacking. So it's using state-of-the-art technology, multidisciplinary, you know, in this case, medical and protein science and whatnot. We can build a product like this. In this case, 9 clinical studies to prove that it works, 3 different type of patents, and it's now being launched in Europe, here in the US this spring. We've had some test launch earlier, and it's also set to roll out in Asia in about a year's time from now. So yeah, I just wanted to, the last bit, this is just a venture, it's the food tech lab that we run back in Sweden, where our origin and our heritage is obviously from oats, because what we did, my brother and I started Oatly in 2001. It was based on his patents and innovations from 1995, and in 97 I joined him, and we tried to figure out what you do with an oat milk when nobody knows what it is, right? So that was a challenge in its own right to educate the market, but it led us to launch the consumer brand to Oatly in 2001. But by 2008, we realized that the multidisciplinary research team that my brother had put together, that also included clinical medical expertise day one, because he wanted to make sure that the oat milk did not lose the inherent property of oats to reduce cholesterol. So we started clinically testing Oatly before it was even launched, and to prove that, and it is indeed a very effective way of reducing cholesterol. We've also learned that that's not necessarily something you communicate to a mass market on a product today. It was very helpful when we launched in the early days in the markets in Scandinavia, where everybody regarded milk as a very holy and untouchable product. Things have changed since then. But we realized that the scientific team we had put together should not be confined to the needs of one brand and one product only. We wanted to unleash this research power. So today we're looking at anything from that grows in fields or in the oceans, indeed. And I think in this spectrum of new grains or using existing grains to improve them, where we mapped the oat genome in Aventure and in collaboration with other research teams, and published the oat genome in 2018. To our surprise, no one has ever done that before. And now we have projects where we develop entirely new oat varieties that can change the world and provide, certainly it's helpful when you, traditionally developing new grains has been driven by the farmers and the agriculture systems requirements, resistance to fungi or pesticides or pests rather, or you know, ensuring that all the straws and the wheat are equal height, so that they are more efficient to harvest with the combined harvester. Nobody's ever thought about things like taste, nutritional content, but that is changing rapidly, and therefore we can now, with our technology and modern CRISPR technology, develop oat varieties that the world have never seen before, but we're not using genetically modified organisms.
Bjorn, I'm sorry to jump in, but our time is unfortunately running low, and I know a lot of students have a lot of great questions for you, and I'd love to get around to at least one question. I know a lot of our audience is very interested in entrepreneurship, and I'd be really curious if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and how would you recommend for young entrepreneurs to get started who are interested in this field?
Right. So what I wanted to show here somehow is, you know, there's an endless row of opportunities out there in food and food tech. And how to get in, you know, it's hard to say. But I was pulled in there by accident in some ways. But I think we're all driven by a passion to solve issues and solve problems, and we all know there are lots of them out there to address. It's a hard question to answer, but I think lead with your heart, and if you're passionate about something and you see opportunities, pull together a team and then go and do it. That's sort of been my guiding principle, if you like. And I love the fact that we're sitting here in California. We have Silicon Valley down nearby, and traditionally innovation and any entrepreneur has been sucked into the food tech. I'm sorry, to the technology, biotech, whatnot. And I now see more interest in food and food tech, and I think again here it's a very untouched territory, uncharted territory. So there's a lot to do. Be curious. Look into how you can address sustainability issues, for example, or help address health issues that are prevalent out there. I don't know how otherwise to answer a question like that. It's quite broad, but lead with your heart. If you're passionate, there's plenty of people around to help support and build the business around solutions that are coming up here.